Hello, my name is Mike Weber. I want to talk today with you about ADHS, hyperactivity disorders of the children. What's behind this term? What's the approach for the treatment? What do we think about ADHS and the treatment approaches, and what you can do for your child? ADHS is a growing problem in many countries all over the world. The incidence of ADHS is roughly about 10% in almost all Western countries. In a town in the south part of Germany called Würzburg, roughly 20%, 18.8% of the boys are diagnosed of ADHS in the age group 9 to 12. So it's a huge socio-economical, financial burden for health institutions, and therefore it's a huge market for healthcare takers and for pharmacological companies. The prescription of psychostimulating substances like methylphenidate, Ritalin is the leading substance out of it, increased manifolds over the last decades. What's the way these psychostimulants do work? They work on the dopaminergic system, especially on the forehead of the central nervous system, the forehead of the brain. They claim to get better concentration by influencing the nerve gaps. However, we do know that there are many side effects behind it. The Ritalin is given by specific recipes in most countries. And Ritalin does have many obvious side effects. It reduces the appetite in almost all of the children. And if you look into the paper giving with the Ritalin, you will find that it can cause even hyperactivity. It does work perfectly in many children, but we have to be aware about the side effects, and we have to think about other ways of treatments without these side effects. So what is our idea? We know from many research that the amount of Ritalin can be reduced markedly by certain micronutrients. So many studies have been conducted on the influence of magnesium. Magnesium detoxifies the dopamine and the noradrenaline and the adrenaline in our body. It's the harmonizing mineral in many literatures. Coenzyme Q10 is often reduced in children with ADHS. Vitamin B6, vitamin B12 have been described as deficiency in many of these children. Other very simple laboratory things you have to keep in mind. Deficiency of iron, anemia can be the reason why children go into attention deficit syndrome. They can't concentrate because of lack of iron. On the other hand, thyroid disorders can cause hyperactivity when you have hyperthyroidism. The children easily get sweaty, get palpitations. On the other hand, hypothyroidism can make just the ADHD, the attention deficit syndrome. If we look holistic from Chinese point of view, there are other reasons. There is not a single pattern behind ADHS and ADS. There are many causes behind it. From Chinese point of view, quite a few of these children have Shen disturbances of their concentration by heat in the blood, heat toxins. Other children are, Chinese call it, phlegm blocks the concentration. Huge amount of free sugars, free carbohydrates, dairy products like milk leads to phlegm production, and these will block the concentration of the children. So be careful if physicians offer just one therapeutic approach. The treatment of ADHS requires, by any way of treatment, a holistic approach. The whole family must be taken into the concept. It starts out with changes of daily living circumstances. Reduce the amount of TV hours in the day. Take away the Xbox and other devices. Structure the day for your child. Give a clear, structured situation for them. It's very important for them. Despite the fact that many people around, especially teachers, may think, well, it's hyperactivity. The child may be perfectly fine, may be just impulsive, may be very creative, may be full of ideas and inspirations. Go with your child. Nobody knows the child as well as you do. The treatment of ADHS requires a holistic concept. It starts out with reduction of TV, reduction of computer games like Xbox and this stuffs. It requires dietary changes, reduction of carbohydrates, reduction of milk and milk products. It requires if it's obvious, the intake of certain minerals. It may require phytotherapy to reduce heat in the blood and stuff like this. Develop together with a therapist a holistic, individualized approach for your child. It's not easy to treat ADHS, but it's a huge chance you may and you will develop therapeutic concepts that will benefit for the health of your child and will give benefit for the well-being of the whole family. Never lose to fight for your child, and find a therapist with whom you can develop a holistic approach. It's worthwhile. Go ahead with your child. Very best wishes from Senden, Münsterland, Germany. Your Mike Weber.